From Arkansas for your help and for all your good work on your vast knowledge of trees and forestry. Appreciate it. Mr. Speaker, today the House has an opportunity to advance real reform and modernize the outdated policies that are preventing responsible management of California's water resources. Title I of Division C of this measure includes language developed through exhaustive bipartisan, bicameral negotiations and passed repeatedly by the House with bipartisan support. While the House has taken action on this issue, including this language, today ensures that California senators can no longer ignore the crisis facing our state. This chamber has heard quite a bit about California's water woes over the last few years, including some claims that don't meet the threshold of fact. And it's time we set the record straight. Some falsely claim this bill prioritizes one area over another. As the sole representative of the source of the vast majority of California's usable water, I can state this measure includes the strongest possible protections for Northern California area of origin and senior water rights. It safeguards the most fundamental water right of all, that those who live where water originates have access to it. That's why Northern California water districts and farmers in my area strongly support this bill. The measure accelerates surface water storage infrastructure that over 2/3 of Californians voted to fund, updating the system last expanded 4 decades ago. One of these projects, Sites Reservoir, would have saved 1 million acre-feet of water this winter alone, enough to supply 8 million Californians for a full year. We simply can't let expect 40 million people to survive on infrastructure designed for half that, yet this is exactly what members of the minority party argue for. We've heard wild claims about how this measure could harm endangered species, but in reality it lives within the ESA and the biological opinions. Rather than alter the ESA, and believe me, I would like to, this measure improves population monitoring techniques and technology. Wildlife agencies currently base orders to cut off water on hunches, not data. This will provide actual facts to end the arbitrary decisions we've seen in recent years. Finally, this bill sensibly allows more water to be stored and used during winter storms, when river flows are highest and there is no impact to fish populations. Even as delta flows surpassed 100,000 acre-feet per second this year, as we see in this graphic here, during 2016, the water saved was even less than by percent than during low flow years.
Time has expired.
I yield the gentleman an additional 30 seconds.
The gentleman from California is recognized for 30 seconds.
As a result, the lost opportunity of filling one of our largest reservoirs, San Luis Reservoir, is barely half full. This bill ensures that when we have more water, it's saved for later use, which helps all Californians. Why wouldn't we want to do this? Mr. Speaker, we can't wait any longer. It's time we end the rhetoric, end the obstruction, and address a crisis that threatens our state's strong economic livelihood. If Marin County and San Francisco can get all their water they need, how is it fair that districts in Central Valley get only 5% of their allocation when water is aplenty? I yield back. Thank you.
Gentleman from California.